What if I told you that charging your electric car could take just 10 minutes instead of an hour? At this year's IAA Motor Show, one demonstration stopped everyone in their tracks. A solid-state battery that could change everything we know about electric vehicles. But is this the real deal or just another overhyped tech promise? Today, we're diving deep into the solid-state battery breakthrough that everyone's talking about. We'll break down exactly how this technology works in plain English. Explore the realistic timeline from lab demonstration to your local dealership, and reveal which companies will win big and which might get left behind. Most importantly, we'll answer what this actually means for you as an everyday EV buyer. Because understanding this technology could save you thousands and transform your driving experience. Let's start with why current electric vehicle batteries have limitations that frustrate drivers every day. Traditional lithium-ion batteries use liquid electrolyte to move ions between the positive and negative electrodes. This liquid system works, but it's slow, which is why you're stuck waiting 30 to 60 minutes for a decent charge. Plus, liquid electrolytes require heavy cooling systems because they can overheat and even catch fire. Now here's where solid-state technology changes the game completely. Instead of liquid, these batteries use a solid ceramic or polymer electrolyte that lets ions move much faster. This solid material is also much more stable, so you can pack more energy into a smaller, lighter package. The result? Charging times drop from an hour to just 10 or 15 minutes for most daily driving needs. At the IAA demonstration, engineers showed a solid-state battery charging from 10% to 80% in 12 minutes. Even more impressive, the battery stayed cool throughout the entire process, with no complex cooling required. The engineers explained that this particular cell could handle over 10,000 charge cycles without significant degradation. They also demonstrated energy density improvements that could give electric vehicles 600 miles of range or more. The crowd's reaction was telling. This wasn't just another incremental improvement, but a potential breakthrough. Safety tests showed these batteries won't catch fire even when punctured or exposed to extreme temperatures. Now, before you start planning your next car purchase around this technology, we need a serious reality check about timelines. What you saw at IAA was essentially a laboratory demonstration using a single cell about the size of a smartphone battery. Scaling this up to a full vehicle battery pack that can power a 2-ton SUV for hundreds of miles is an entirely different challenge. Current battery manufacturing requires billions of dollars in specialized equipment and years of process refinement. Building solid-state batteries at the scale needed for millions of vehicles means completely rethinking these massive factories. The solid electrolyte materials themselves are expensive and difficult to manufacture consistently at high volumes. Every single cell needs perfect interfaces between layers, and even tiny defects can cause complete battery failure. Right now, solid-state batteries cost roughly 10 times more to produce than conventional lithium-ion batteries. Major automakers are being cautiously optimistic about their solid-state battery timelines, and here's what they're actually saying. Toyota, who's been working on this technology for over a decade, now says they'll have limited production by 2027. Nissan is targeting 2028 for their first solid-state battery vehicles, but only in premium models initially. General Motors and other American automakers are being even more conservative, suggesting early 2030. Industry analysts believe widespread availability for average consumers won't happen until the mid-2030s. This timeline also assumes we'll upgrade charging infrastructure to handle the faster charging speeds these batteries enable. Several technical hurdles could push these timelines even further into the future. Dendrite formation can still occur in solid-state batteries, potentially causing short circuits and safety issues. Performance in extreme cold weather remains problematic, with some solid electrolytes becoming less conductive. The materials needed for solid electrolytes often depend on rare earth elements, with limited and geopolitically sensitive supply chains. When solid-state batteries finally reach mass production, some companies are positioned to dominate while others face extinction. Toyota has the biggest head start, with over 15 years of solid-state research and hundreds of related patents. QuantumCape, backed by Volkswagen, has shown promising results but still faces major manufacturing scale-up challenges. Samsung SDI and other Korean battery giants are investing billions to avoid being left behind in the solid-state transition. Traditional automakers who've been slow to invest in battery technology face the biggest risks. Companies still heavily invested in internal combustion engines could find themselves completely obsolete within a decade. Dealerships and service networks built around oil changes and engine maintenance will need complete business model overhauls. Even companies like Ford, who are investing heavily in electric vehicles, could struggle if they bet on the wrong battery technology. The supply chain implications create both massive opportunities and serious risks for material suppliers. Companies controlling solid electrolyte materials could become incredibly valuable, similar to how chip makers dominate semiconductors. Battery recycling companies are positioning themselves to recover valuable materials from both old and new battery technologies. Charging infrastructure companies that can handle ultra-fast charging will have significant advantages over slower competitors. For consumers, the winners and losers will be determined by who offers the best combination of price, performance, and reliability. Early solid-state vehicles will likely cost significantly more, potentially creating a two-tier market for several years. Consumers who wait for the technology to mature might get better value, but early adopters could enjoy years of superior performance. Traditional vehicle owners might see faster depreciation as solid-state electric vehicles become more attractive and affordable. Let's look at the hard numbers that show why solid-state batteries could transform your daily driving experience. Energy density improvements of 50 to 100% mean either much longer range or significantly lighter vehicles. Solid-state batteries could last the entire lifetime of your vehicle, potentially eliminating expensive battery replacements. Manufacturing costs should drop dramatically once production scales up, reaching price parity with current batteries by the early 2030s. Industry projections suggest solid-state batteries could represent 20% of new vehicle sales by 2035. Asian markets are expected to adopt solid-state technology first, with European and American markets following within 2 to 3 years. So what does all this mean for you as someone considering an electric vehicle purchase in the next few years? If you need an electric vehicle now, don't wait for solid-state technology that's still years away from your local dealership. Current electric vehicles already meet the daily driving needs of over 90% of American families. Plus, charging infrastructure continues expanding rapidly, making electric vehicle ownership more convenient every month. However, if you can wait until the late 2020s, solid-state batteries could offer dramatically better performance and value. The competition between traditional and solid-state batteries will likely drive improvements and lower prices across all electric vehicles. Either way, we're moving toward a transportation future that's cleaner, quieter, and more efficient than anything we've experienced before. If this deep dive into solid-state battery technology was helpful, please subscribe and hit the notification bell for more electric vehicle insights that could save you thousands on your next car purchase.